Get Out is written and directed by Jordan Peele from Key and Peele. I'm sure you guys know who they are. Both hilarious guys. And this is the first movie that Jordan Peele's ever directed. And it's a story about an interracial couple who go and meet the girl's parents. When they get there, everything seems fine. But then later on in the movie, the guy notices that the family has a certain issue with black people. And now we have a new horror movie out in February, written by a comedian. So how does it work? When I first saw the trailer, I didn't know what to think about it. I thought, yeah, it looks okay. Doesn't look like anything new or special. But then when I found out it's got a very impressive 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, I was like, okay, I'll give it a chance, you know. It's got a 100% and something's got to be good about it. And leaving the theater, I was very surprised. This is a very good and very creepy horror movie. Jordan Peele knocked it out of the park writing and directing this one. It's also funny in a few places too, so it's more of a horror, suspense, thriller, comedy. All mashed into one. Now this movie does deal with racism throughout, and I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about racism. My quick thoughts on it is, I'm not racist. I've never been racist. I don't quite understand it. You know, I don't quite understand why people have to be racist, you know. And that's just what I think. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to talk a whole lot about racism. That's just my quick opinion. I just thought I should mention my thoughts on it. It's because, you know, like I said, the movie does deal with racism. So, all right, back to the movie. Let's talk about the performances in this movie. Everyone does a great job in this movie. From the black guy, from the white girl's family. Everyone gives such a great performance in this movie. And the movie does a good job setting up these characters, you know, getting time to know them, getting behind them, because then that makes the plot more intriguing. You care about the main characters and you really hate the antagonists in the movie. And that kind of leads me to something that's kind of an issue but not, which is the tone. This movie has a lot of funny parts in it, like I said earlier. It's mainly a horror movie, and sometimes when it switches tones, you know, from comedy to horror, doesn't really balance it all the time. Kind of goes back and forth for me. Also, the movie kind of deals with pacing issues throughout the whole movie. There's times where some sequences kind of go on for a little bit. The movie's about an hour and 45 minutes. It's something like that. But there were times where it feels a little bit longer than that. But besides the tone not really balancing in a whole lot of parts, and with the pacing kind of dragging in a few parts, there's not much I really didn't like about this movie. It really surprised me because this is a really original, different, and interesting take on a horror movie. It was honestly kind of refreshing to see a horror movie that's not like a slasher killer or some ghostly activity going on throughout the movie. It was a simple premise, an interesting movie with really interesting characters, and like I said, it was very original, very refreshing to see, and I really like this movie. I'm going to give Get Out 4 stars. If you're a horror fan, I would recommend seeing it in theaters because I think it's one of the best horror movies we've gotten in recent years. The only competition in recent years, I'd say, is Don't Breathe, but there's not that much competition out there. So when you guys see Get Out, let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the movie. And again, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.